Lesson 5.8, Rational Zero Theorem. All right, so the rational zero theorem gives us an idea of how to find all the possible rational zeros of a function. So for example, for number 1, if I want to find all of the possible rational zeros for each function, the numerator will be a factor of the constant and the denominator will be a factor of the leading coefficient. So what that means is, if I want to find, we'll call P, all the factors of the constant. So all the factors of 12, including positives and negatives, will be plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, and all the factors of our leading coefficient, 3, we're going to label that Q. So that'll just be 1 and 3. All right, so if I want to list all the possible rational zeros of the function, the numerator will be one of the P's and the denominators will be one of the Q's. So to list all the possible ones, it'll be P over Q. So you want to do every single combination. So we're going to start with the denominator of 1. So that's just positive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. All right, and if the denominator is 3, I'll get plus or minus a third, plus or minus 2/3. If I do 3 over 3, that gets me plus or minus 1, which I already have, plus or minus 4 over 3, plus or minus 2, which I already have, and plus or minus 12 over 3 gets me positive or negative 4, which I already have. So this list gives you a list of all the possible rational zeros of this function. All right, let me show you one more time with number 2. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to list all the factors of my constant 18. So plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. And I'm going to do the same thing but with the leading coefficient of 4. So I get 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so to list all the possibilities, I have P over Q. So to start with my denominator of 1, I have plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. Okay. Then I move on to denominator of 2. I get plus or minus 1/2, plus or minus, well, 2 over 2 gets me 1, I already have. 3 over 2, I don't have. 6 over 2, I have. 9 over 2, I don't have. 18 over 2, I do have. All right, and the last one, denominator 4, I have plus or minus 1/4. 2 over 4 is 1/2, so I already have that. 3/4. 6/4 is 3 over 2, so I already have that. 9/4 I don't have. 18 over 4 is 9 over 2, which I already have. So that lists out all the possible rational roots of that function. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and have you pause the video, give number 3 and 4 a shot, and once you're ready, unpause the video and check your answer. All right, so your answers for number 3 and 4 are, for 3, plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30, 40, 60, and 120. All right, and for number 4, the answer was plus or minus 1, 3, 5, 15, 1/5, and 3/5. All right. Great, so let's go ahead and kind of get to the main event of all these lessons, which is to find all the rational zeros of function just given the function. Just given the function. So we're going to use a lot of what we've learned in the previous lessons, as well as the rational zero function. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use our rational root theorem, and I'm going to list out all the possible zeros. All right, so I'm going to go P over Q. And since the denominator is 1, I know it's just going to be the factors of 28. So I have plus or minus 1, add plus or minus 2, 4, 7, 14, and 28. All right. And now, using the theorem that we've learned before, we also kind of want to see how many positives and negatives are there, because that's going to help us narrow down which ones we want to try out. So we're going to use Descartes' rule of signs, and let's see how many positives and negative roots there are. So for positive roots, I look at how many sign changes there are, and there's only one sign change right there. So I know there's only one positive root. For negatives, all right, I'm going to go ahead and plug in, negative x into my function. So I'm going to have negative x cubed plus 4x squared plus 25x minus 28. So here we see one sign change here, one sign change there. So that means I'll have either 2 or 0 negative roots. All right, so now strategically speaking, since I know there's going to be one positive root, that's the one I'm going to go for, because I know that there's going to be one there. Even though there's a possibility of 2 negative roots, there might just be 0 negative roots, and I want to try all the negative ones and end up with none of them working. So if I try at least the positive ones, I know I'm going to hit one. All right, so go ahead and we'll try out the positive ones. So I'll start with 1. And do synthetic division. And already I can see I'm not going to get 0, so that one doesn't work. All right, so let's try 2. All right, so that one's not 0, so that doesn't work. Try 4. And that's our winner. Okay, so I know 4 is that positive root that we're looking for. Now that's great, because now that we have this, we can use the compressed function that I use to divide, and I have x squared plus 8x plus 7, and I can factor that to find the other roots. So here I get x is -7 and -1, and also the 4 that I used to divide. So that finds all the rational zeros of that function. Okay. All right, let's try it again. I'll do number 6. And show you how that one's done. All right, so for number 6, I'm going to go ahead and find all the possible rational roots first. All right, so then I have my P over Q. Again, since my leading coefficient is 1, this is just going to be my factors of 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to see how many positives and negative roots there are using our Descartes' rule of signs. So positive, let's see how many sign changes there are, and looks like there are no sign changes, so I know I have 0 positive roots. All right, that's great. That eliminates half of my possibilities. All right, let's check out the negative. So when I plug in negative x, I get negative x cubed plus 6x squared minus 4x plus 24. So I have 1, 2, 3 sign changes. All right, so that tells me I have either 3 or 1 negative roots. All right, so now I'm just going to try out the negatives. Okay, so you would try these out, and you can do whatever order you want to do it in if you feel like you have a good idea of what the root might be. You could start from the lowest and work your way down. Now you don't have to find the remainder. Once you see that it's not equal to 0, you can just move on. Okay? All right, so you would go through all of it. I'm just going to fast forward it. Negative 6 is the one that works. All right. And we see we get that remainder of 0, and that's the one we want. Okay. So we know that our polynomial can be written as x plus 6 times x squared plus 4. Now we want to find all the rational roots. Here we're not going to get any rational roots. Those are going to be imaginary. So if we wanted to find those roots, we would set that equal to 0 and solve for x. We get plus or minus 2i, and this one we get x is equal to negative 6. So technically, since they only want the rational root, this is your final answer, but if it asked you for all the roots, you would include this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and flip to the next side.